Hi and welcome to Crypto Passive. So on this channel, we talk about developing an ongoing passive income through cryptocurrency and NFTs. In today's content, we're going to be talking about a platform which is a mainstay of my portfolio. It's a platform that I've been using for about 2.5 years now, and it's a very, very stable platform, and I believe that it's set up for long-term ongoing success. But before we jump into that, just a reminder that my content is not financial advice. I'm not a professional financial advisor. I'm showing you what I'm doing, how it's working, how I'm doing it, but you should decide, do your own research and decide what is right for you. You should always seek professional financial advice before making any investments, and realize that cryptocurrency and NFTs are largely unregulated. Therefore, they should be seen as carrying a lot more risk than traditional investments. So that said, let's jump into this and let's have a look at the platform that I've been using, which is called Paraiba World. Now, this is the dashboard of Paraiba World, of one of my accounts. And the first thing to note up here is what's called the streamline, $660 million there. So that is all of the deposits of everyone who has joined Paraiba World since I joined the platform. Okay, so those are all of the 530,000 people around the world that have joined the platform since I did, and all of their deposits in total $660 million. So why is this of interest? I mean, obviously, one, it shows a very successful company with a very stable amount of assets under management. But the really important bit about this is that I and you and anyone that joins Paraiba can actually earn off of the deposits of everyone that joins after them. Now, there are platforms out there that do that already, but usually to unlock those earnings, you would need to have personally enrolled people onto the platform. Okay, with Paraiba, you can max out the pay plan in Paraiba completely passively. Without introducing a single other person to the platform, you can go max out the pay plan. So let me just take you through this on the dashboard a little bit. So we've seen what's going on up there. First line, so those are deposits of people who have joined myself directly on the first line, and then the downline shows the total amount of deposits from those that have joined me and have maybe joined my downline. My own personal deposit, usable balance is the amount here that I've got currently that I could just withdraw if I wish, or I can reinvest it into the platform. Now, another thing that's really amazing about Paraiba is that your deposit is not completely sunk. So with most investment platforms of this type, you lock away your deposit and that's it. You can never take your deposit back. You get your deposit back through the earnings that you receive on a daily basis. So that's why you make the investment, but your deposit is gone. So with Paraiba, as you can see here, it works on 100-day cycles. So we're at day 99 of the 100-day cycle. So when this ticks around to 100 days tomorrow, I could, if I chose, withdraw my entire deposit, and I can walk away. I can take that entire deposit back, and all of the money that I've earned through being in the platform over the last 2.5 years, and take my deposit back. Okay, and then after that, then that cycle will start again, and it will go round. And then after another 100 days, you have another opportunity to withdraw your entire deposit. So we have a look at the profits. Multiple streams of income within this one platform. So earning a 0.3% daily return on my deposit. Now, important to say here that when I say daily in Paraiba, the way that Paraiba works is it pays Wednesday to Sunday. So it pays 4 days a week. It averages out at about 17.5 days a month, if you want to be exact. But yeah, so you're being paid on 4 days a week, not 7 days a week. So bear that in mind. And you know, Paraiba isn't a high percentage return per se, but it is long-term stable. I'll explain in a minute why I'm so confident that this platform is long-term stable. So 0.3% per day on my deposits. Then there's a first line bonus, so 0.05% I'm getting currently on the deposits of my first line. Now I'm about to double that actually, because I've just kind of realized that I could have set things up in a bit more of an efficient way. So I'm going to create an account under myself with $100 in it, and that is going to actually double that first line bonus for me. And I'll explain a bit more about sub accounts in a second. I'm not earning on a downline bonus at the moment because I haven't qualified for that, but I am earning from the pools. And as you can see, this is where yeah, a large part of my earnings from Paraiba are coming from. So $10.90 a day, 4 days a week from the pools, and I'll explain that in 1 second. So it's giving me a daily total of $17, which, as you can see, if you based it on my deposit, is around about just short of 1% a day. So what are pools? So the pools, if I move myself here, we can see up here increasing pools, and we can see the one that I'm in here paying me the $10.90 per day. Now this is pool 1, and obviously you then climb up the ladder as you wish, all the way up to your global leader, which would pay you $1,303 per day as a bonus, right? So this is on top of any earnings that you're making off of your own personal deposit. Okay, and I personally know people that are in this sort of 5, 6, 7 ranks. Okay, so it's absolutely achievable for normal people who started with a few $100s and have simply worked this particular platform harder than I have. But you know, $10.90, $17 a day, very, very stable. So I'm very happy with this. The payments are pretty much instant. So I will do a live withdrawal video. I won't do it right now, but I'll do it in a separate video, maybe in the next couple of days, because 15 to 30 minutes for your withdrawal, no fees for your withdrawal. Platform works very, very smoothly. Okay. So the other thing I want to show you is the accounts, because I mentioned setting up an account under myself. Now that is something that's not, I'm not circumventing rules of Paraiba or anything like that. Paraiba is quite happy for people to do that. And in fact, if we go into finance here, and we say use balance, we've got this little box up here, incentive. I click down here, you see here that this is so this one down at the bottom here is, this would create 20 accounts under myself and put $100 into each. Now obviously it won't do because my balance is not $2,000, which it would need to be to do that. But also if you wanted to achieve any of the you know, the larger incentives, those pools, then you know, this one click, this would deposit $5,000 into your main account, and this would create 5 sub accounts under you and deposit $1,000 into each, which would mean that you would qualify for the second pool. So it's perfectly legitimate strategy with Paraiba to set up accounts under yourself, and that's what makes it completely passive. So you could, if you chose, go all the way up to global leader completely passively without ever showing this platform to anyone else, simply through your own deposits. So that's really a simple walkthrough of what Paraiba is. And I did say that I tell you a little bit about why I'm so positive on the long-term outlook for this company. So when Paraiba first set itself up, Paraiba went and got a private banking license. So Paraiba World. Paraiba World is a private bank. Now, didn't need that license per se, but the company wanted to show the scrutiny that they could go under. And if you know anything about the banking world, to get a banking license, you have to go under huge amounts of scrutiny. And if Paraiba was a Ponzi scheme, if it was doing anything dodgy, or if it was just set up in an unsustainable way, there is no way they would have got a private banking license. But they did. They went through that scrutiny. They got that license. The other one is the way that they work with their traders. So what is creating the income here is through trading, forex and cryptocurrency trading in the main. And Paraiba's traders, I mean, they have to have a very proven track record. They have to be very, very well vetted. But they also have to put their own capital down against positions that they take. So that's going to sharpen the mind, right? And they just have a really solid set of investment strategies, very, very experienced traders, and as I say, the whole thing is set up for the long term. So a few people have looked at Paraiba, and I know have sort of said, well, the returns are not as high as I can get elsewhere. 0.3%, 4 days out of 7. That's 1.2% a week. That's quite low compared to other places. But obviously, once you add in these additional pools, these additional bonuses, which again, as I say, you can get purely passively through setting up sub accounts under yourself. You get up to the sort of level of returns that other platforms are paying. But as I say, this to me is a mainstay of my portfolio. And if you're going to make money out of cryptocurrency online, I would suggest you want to build a portfolio. Putting all of your eggs into one basket is risky. Any one of these platforms, crypto is unregulated. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. Any one of these platforms really could disappear at pretty much any time. So I like to have money across a number of platforms. Again, not too many. I'm working with about 4 or 5 platforms usually at any one time. And for me, Paraiba is what I'm gonna be using higher risk, higher return platforms, and then de-risking the returns from those platforms by putting them back into Paraiba to develop a bigger and bigger ongoing passive income, which I can then start to draw down out of Paraiba on a weekly or monthly basis, however I decide to do it. So for me, this is my lower risk. I won't say that anything in cryptocurrency is low risk, but this is my lower risk, long-term platform that I say I've been using for 2.5 years already. I basically started with $100 investment, and I've just built things up from there. So it wasn't something that I went in massively on, but over time it's really proven itself. I'm very happy with it. So I hope that gives you a good flavor of Paraiba. What I will do is I will drop in the description below a link where you can go and get started with Paraiba, but I'll also drop a link where you can go and get a lot more information. So there's additional videos and training on Paraiba and on maxing out Paraiba, and on how, if you wish to, you can begin to actually market Paraiba as well to other people to increase your commissions that you would earn from people coming and joining Paraiba through your link. So if you've seen, this keeps flashing every now and then, and we're seeing the amount of money deposited by people who've joined underneath myself increasing. So that's happening in real time. You know, obviously, if you start today, your streamline will be 0 at the very start. But in 6 months' time, you know, if you got started today, I could see that streamline being somewhere around $200 million. And you know, if you set up sub accounts under yourself, or if you share this with other people who choose to deposit into the platform as well, you know, you will open up percentage payments off of that total streamline. So I hope that helps. That's Crypto Passive signing off for now. But do make sure that you're subscribed to the channel so you can check out all of my videos, and click that little bell icon so that you make sure you get a notification when I put out a new video. Any questions at all? Just in the comments below, pop your questions in there. I'll be happy to try and answer them. If I get a theme of sort of similar questions, then I'll happily do a video to answer that for people. And you know, if you're interested in having a further chat around cryptocurrency and NFTs, just get in touch with me, drop me a message below, and then we will connect, and I'll be very happy to have a chat with you.